The Supreme Court lifted restrictions on ICE enforcement in California, allowing what critics call roving patrols to resume, and that's installing fear in many people living here in the Golden State. The conservative majority 6-3 decision lifts the order that barred immigration agents from stopping people based on race, language, job, or location, while lower courts decide the case. CBS 8's Abby Black talked to an immigration attorney about the ramifications of this decision.
The Supreme Court temporarily lifted restrictions on the so-called ICE roving patrols until the lower courts decide the case. What this means is that agents can stop people based on their language or location without warrants. An immigration attorney tells me that this could impact anyone in immigration communities, including San Diego, until the legal challenge is resolved. The conservative majority Supreme Court voted 6-3 to back President Trump's immigration enforcement tactics in Southern California, despite lower courts saying they likely violate the Fourth Amendment.
There's going to be a lot more people swept up. We've seen U.S. citizens getting swept up. If they're basing it on how they look or they speak Spanish and their English isn't that great, we're going to see more of that.
University of San Diego immigration law professor Tammy Lynn says this only lifts restrictions temporarily while courts decide the case. The raids target 7 Southern California counties, including Los Angeles, Orange, Riverside, and San Bernardino.
What I think I want people to understand is they're not saying blanket wide that this policy is okay. They're saying that they can continue to do these tactics until the case is heard through the courts up in the Central District of California.
The original order banned agents from stopping people solely based on race, language, job, or location. The Supreme Court offered no explanation for Monday's decision.
They didn't say it blatantly, but they basically said, you know what, if you have reason suspicion that this person is speaking Spanish or at a bus stop, that they're violating immigration law, you can go ahead and, ask them questions.
We reached out to ICE and Congressman Darrell Issa, who supports the raids. No response yet. California leaders pushed back hard. Senator Alex Padilla echoed Governor Newsom's dissent and called it Trump's private police force with a green light to come after your family. Lynn's advice, know your rights, ask for a warrant, carry documents, especially if you've been in the U.S. longer than 2 years.
The constitutional rights are still there. Just because someone says they're an ICE officer or a Customs and Border Protection officer, they need to have a reasonable suspicion. They need to have a reason why they're stopping you or questioning you.
Abby Black, CBS 8.
Thank you, Abby. Within the last 30 minutes, Congressman Darrell Issa did get back to us with a response, and he says President Trump is, quote, acting within the law to enforce immigration policies and remove what he calls criminal illegals. He says it's restoring common sense and closing open borders.